So you then go home where your 2 kids with your husband are. You take and put them 2 kids of yours in your funky Toyota. You strap them into their car seats. You give them a snack and say, y'all going on a ride. And you ride them right into a river. Then you go home and call the police and say a Negro man carjacked you and took your babies.
There is something so wild about watching somebody commit the worst possible crime and then sit down in front of the whole world crying, asking for grace, as if everything they did was just a phase, as if 30 years behind bars was somehow going to rewrite the past. So there's a story about a woman that did the unthinkable to her children. I'm going to play the video for us to watch, and then when we're done watching, we'll be right back to discuss it.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand the story. You're married, you and your husband get separated. You start having relations with another man while you and your husband are separated. So one day while you laying up underneath this other man, y'all talking about y'all future, and he expressed to you, I don't want no kids. You look at him and say, bet. So you then go home where your 2 kids with your husband are. You take and put them 2 kids of yours in your funky Toyota. You strap them into their car seats. You give them a snack and say, y'all going on a ride. And you ride them right into a river. Then you go home and call the police and say a Negro man carjacked you and took your babies. You go down to the police department. You sit in front of a police sketch artist and you describe this Negro man. The police then take that sketch and plaster it all over the news looking for this Negro man. You get on the news crying and pleading and begging for this Negro man to bring your kids back. Telling the world how you and your husband would do anything to get your babies back. And you went on with this ruse for weeks until the police said, well, hold out, wait a minute. Something don't make sense. And then they figure, hold on, ain't no Negro. She did something to them kids. Now the gig is up. Now you didn't confess to killing your kids. So you get arrested. You go to trial. Now the prosecutor like, I don't care nothing about what she talking about. She gonna get this needle. But oh my. Oh me, oh my. Them women on that jury that looked like you was like, well, no, I can't get involved with murder. Even though you murdered 2 innocent babies. But them women that looked like you was like, no, let's just give her life in prison, because then she has nothing else to do but think about what she did to them babies. That's going to hurt her a lot worse than killing her. Okay, so the judge gives you life with the possibility of parole. Well, now that possibility has come up. And you sit in front of the parole board, snotting and crying, talking about why you need to be free. Why your ex-husband, the father of them 2 babies, is crying and snotting about how you only been in there for 30 years, 15 years per child, and how his babies were worth a lot more than that. And then when they deny you, oh wow, now your true colors come out. Now you mad. Now you're upset. Baby, be glad you still alive to be upset. Because I know 2 people who are not. Wait a minute, now they're going too far. You don't deserve to be out. They need to build you a cell deep underneath the prison. That's where you need to be. See, you don't deserve to be in general population where you can have friends, you can see daylight. You need to be locked away where you have nothing but yourself and your thoughts, sitting up there with your prison makeup on. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And when she come up again, deny her again. Absolutely.
Oh, guys, what do you think about that story? This woman literally sat down in that court, tears in her eyes, her hands behind her back, or however it is she was staying, telling a room full of people why she deserves to go free. Not because her sentence was unfair, not because she didn't do what they accused her of doing, but because she's crying and she's sorry. Hey, God, I beg. This thing was not an accident, or maybe she was insane or mad or something. She literally did this thing, like she drove her 2 children into the water, into river. She made a choice, a long, heartbreaking choice. And she expects to walk out of prison, start afresh and breathe air. Like she didn't take that same air from the 2 children that trusted her. What is actually very disturbing is how confident she was, saying everything she was saying and getting angry, as if it's her right. I want to talk about the misconception, that people have, that doing your time in prison is equal to redemption. Guys, people should make it make sense for me. Like the clock runs out and suddenly you've earned your way back into society. But you know one thing, parole is not about time served. It's about who you are now and what you did then. And when your entire argument is, oh, I feel bad, I've changed, but the person you hurt is literally 6 feet under the ground and they cannot speak for themselves, it starts to feel like your remorse is more about your discomfort than the guilt that you feel. What really even got me disgusted was her reaction when her parole was being denied. Like she was angry. You were angry, like you are angry that your parole got denied after what you did to your children. The anger is the part that just needed to tell me everything. Like auntie wanted to be a victim again. She actually thought that her story, her tears and her words were going to save her. Wow. But this time I don't think it worked. And she had to sit down and sit with the fact that some decisions really cost you everything, even your freedom. Very, very somehow story. Very somehow story. When I watched it, I just felt so bad. And I got shocked at her audacity. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think about this story in the comment section. My name is Benita. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, all the love in the world. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.